What's up, YouTube? It's your boy from the YEG, top 10% on Google reviews. I thought it was time to make a YouTube channel and show you guys what it is that I do. Restaurants, bars, whatever. We're going to build the channel. We're going to give you guys experiences. Then we're going to link them on the Google reviews so that when you go to a place, you can also see video content of what it's like. I've always wondered, when you go to clubs, I'm like, why don't they have promotional videos? And sometimes they do on their Instagrams, but a lot of it's just baloney. They always make it look better than it is, and you show up and what you're seeing on Instagram is not what you're seeing when you're there. Anyway, it's not relevant. Saturday night, went to the Power Lounge and Afro Grill, which is located on 15135 Stony Plain Rd in Edmonton. So my thoughts and opinions on this place were, the nightclub was awesome. I had a really good time. A lot of hot chicks, a lot of, just basically African chicks, not wearing a lot of clothes, super sexy. Everybody's dancing, everybody's intoxicated. It's like a very family, communal, like awesome little nightclub. I liked it. I had a great time. I was observing things. I was drinking my liquor. I was checking out. They got really cool lights. You know what I mean? The way the lights and the red. I just love the club. It was pretty cool. They have cool VIP lounges, kind of, but like there's a lot of them. So if you want to go roll with a group of people and just kind of enjoy your night at the club and just, be there, it's an awesome place for that. They got great music. So like if you're looking for that afro-beat, if you're Jamaican, Haitian, African, Black, you know what I mean, or anybody that's ethnic that likes non-pop, all that kind of stuff, you want to get one of those like, them clubs, you know what I mean, playing those bangers, hip hop, but not like too hip hop, like afro beats where you can groove, you can dance, you're on an island. This is the place to go. Drinks weren't really that expensive. Like I said, this is Edmonton. This is a highly competitive arena with the African clubs because there's a lot of Africans coming into the city. So, like I said, those you get a couple places, and this is one of the better places. That being said, there was some gun violence in the club. Somebody got shot, so that's just negative. So for me, I'd never really go back to that club because I got to ask myself, why are the bouncers not doing their job? Is it the bouncer's fault? Who knows? It's just one of those things, right? Like, I don't know. Some people go back to nightclubs, but I'm like, getting shot or being in a room where people are shooting at someone else and a bullet hits you and you're just basically, trying to have a good night. Who wants to be a part of that? Not me. Not me. So I would say that the nightclub's it's a cool club. It's not like a top of the line club. It's got like, it's a really good, one of those underground subculture type clubs. I liked it. Had there not been gun violence, I would have gone back. But yeah, so anyways, that's one thing. Now let's go on to the other part. This is also a restaurant establishment that serves food to the public. And when I was there, they shut down the club around 2:30 or whatever the case is, and they start asking people to leave. They turn the lights on, so you know how it goes, right? So they have 3 exits, but they're shutting down the exits, and you have to leave through the club's restaurant, the kitchen. I was like, why the hell on earth would you have 200 people moving through a kitchen that are piss loaded, ain't wearing no clothes? That means that sweat and all the spilled liquor and people go to the washroom. When you're loaded on vodka and liquor and all this kind of stuff, you ain't really having the most efficient bathroom experience. Some people. And also, everybody that walked through there is likely to have gone to the washroom where people use the washroom and there's piss all over the floor. So you have a kitchen and you have people walking through the kitchen spreading pathogens and germs of urine and feces and vomit and all that kind of stuff, and you have all these people interacting and dancing, and you get sweat and body fluids all over people and stuff like that, and then you're going to have people walking through a kitchen and you're going to serve them food the next day? That's a no-go, man. That's terrible. And I actually looked this place up, and then when I looked it up, I didn't know it was a nightclub. I was actually considering going there to eat the food because online it looks like there's some good food, but they got low ratings. It's only a 3 on Google at the time of me making this video. The the Power Lounge in Edmonton has a low rating on Google for a reason. Why would you shut down your other 2 exits when you have 100 plus people, 200 people in a club That's a fire hazard. If something goes wrong, there's an emergency, everybody's gonna run through the kitchen, knock stuff over. This is a business. You're like, I get really passionate about food because you get so many sloppy business owners that don't care about what they're doing, and they're making people sick. You're making a bunch of money. People are coming and giving their hard-earned dollars to eat your food, and you don't even have the respect to close your kitchen off and keep it hygienic. What's up with that? Like, all you got to do is just come in there, have a person, they open up the kitchen, they go through a list, an inventory list. I used to work in the bar and restaurant industry, so I get passionate and upset when I see people being sloppy because you're going to give someone salmonella or E. coli. Some type of bacterial infection is going to happen at some point because people are being sloppy. And it's disgusting. You shouldn't have a nightclub exit in your kitchen. Another thing I noticed when I walked through the kitchen, I was kind of pissed loaded. If I'm being totally honest with you, I wasn't in the kitchen for that long. But I noticed people were hanging out. Customers from the nightclub were hanging out in the kitchen that you're serving customers the next day. I'm like, and then it was so ghetto. You had boxes and inventory and all this stuff over the place. Like, this is not a Cooking Network kitchen. This is not something that would pass in a resort or a hotel. Even in a camp in Alberta, an oil field camp, that's a no-go. I've seen some kitchens that weren't the best, but they had standards and they had policies. And one of your policies is if you don't work in the kitchen, you don't come into the kitchen. That's how you have cross-contamination. Anybody who has a business should know this, right? Because if you're someone's going to sue you if you're not careful, right? Someone can easily sue you, and if they walk through there at nighttime with a camera and they record the conditions in your kitchen and how your operation is functioning, they could take you to court. I wouldn't do that, but somebody could do that. So you open yourself up for liabilities. That's one thing. So anyways, I'm not going to get all into that. All I would say to the Power Lounge and African Grill is clean up your act, because you're representing a community and you have a big opportunity to sell really good food from the African diaspora to Edmonton, right? You have an opportunity to bring food from the people to other people. So value that, have respect, and just, come on. You can't have people from a nightclub hanging out in your kitchen. Think about like, people have sex in parking lots. They go fuck in cars. You know what I mean? People go use the washroom. They don't wipe properly. There's all kinds of potential health hazards that could occur through cross-contamination when you have a nightclub attached to a freaking kitchen and you're selling food the next day. Like, who does that? And why would you close down the other exits? Why is your security not capable of properly searching people, right? Because when I go to a club, I want to feel safe. You're going to get jealous guys, you know what I mean? I don't want to be sitting around and some guy shooting at another guy and I get a bullet to the side of my head and I'm just like, my life's over because I went to this fucking location. That's not cool. So anyways, the nightclub, outside of my problems with that, it was a really cool nightclub. Tons of hot chicks in there. The beats was rolling, you know what I mean? It was, I love the lounge. I love the vibe of the club. A lot of cool people were there. Great parties there. It was cool. I like it. You know what I mean? I had a really good time. But that being said, I would never go back knowing that there's gun violence there, one. And your Google pictures look like you got some good dishes. But having been a customer and walking through the kitchen, I should have never been allowed to walk through the kitchen. That's your only exit at the end of the night for the club? What are you doing, man? So knowing that, I'll never go there again. But I had a good time. The drinks were good. Like I said, lots of hot African chicks. So if you're into that, hit them up. You could have a good time. If you like the Wild West, that's the place to be.
il fallait rester chez toi.